When I started my YouTube channel, I honestly never thought I'd do this video, so let's go. Before we start the video, I want to tell you that we are giving away a watch, so check out the video description for instructions. Although I don't own an Apple Watch or any other smartwatch aside from Sequent, I think that this is more than a worthy competitor. If you don't want to own a smartwatch which reminds you about somebody's birthday, your latest Amazon purchase, or an incoming call, Sequent is for you. We live in a busy world which is becoming more distracting by the year or even month. For me, it all started with the introduction of mobile phones and other technologies that we now use daily. Don't get me wrong, I love technology and I love asking Siri what the weather is or to turn on the lights. Without technology, I wouldn't even be here talking to you. But as life gets more busy and interconnected, I'm always trying to find ways to disconnect and find more peace. I was never a fan of smartwatches, the main reason being that I think they're a distraction. I do like the fitness and health aspect of them, but I do not particularly like phone and other app functionalities that come with them. There's nothing more annoying to me than talking to someone who taps his watch as soon as it buzzes. The phone is in your pocket and there's a higher courtesy of not pulling it out. But with the watch, people think that it's okay to check that notification from Instagram or some other random app update. That's why I collect and wear mechanical watches, to not be distracted and focus on living more than serving this additional notification machine. I saw Sequent watches a while ago when they just started, but never thought much of them. They got my attention back with the recent collaboration with the artist Sequent. I love his creativity, especially his Instagram posts and how he seems to make a classic watch more fun. Putting pixelated swords as our hands, changing brand names and other creative solutions like the Seconds discs for example. When I saw the Smartwatch watch, I was immediately hooked. Since I just started going out to the gym more seriously, doing it 3 times a week now for the last 3 months, I was inspired by it. The inscriptions on the dial spoke to me in a fun and kinda motivating you only live once kinda way. I also use a lot of sticky notes and sometimes write motivational quotes on them to keep my day going or just to even remind me of my goals. I contacted Sequent through Instagram and we met in Geneva a few days after with the founder Adrian. The product was nicer in person than in the pictures. I didn't feel it looked like a smartwatch at all. It just looked like a cool watch with a power reserve indicator to me. The back even had a rotor. I was intrigued. I told him that I will wear this watch on our upcoming trip to Iceland. We went on this trip with Effect Agency, I'll link the video in the description below, and I tested this watch. Obviously I took some obligatory wrist shots and wrist rolls and even wore it at night so I could track how good or bad it is to sleep in a tent. As I don't wear watches while I sleep, I was skeptical at first, but I really wanted to do the measurements and see if they work. To my surprise, it was more comfortable than expected, and so I wore it the whole trip for 7 days straight. It tracked my steps, sleep, and sometimes I even use it to measure my heart rate. I like Sequent because it doesn't look like a smartwatch until you need it to be. At first glance, you only see the analog hour and minute hand, a well-designed dial layout, and applied indexes like any other watch. The first time that you notice that it's not a mechanical watch is when you want to turn the crown, and it doesn't allow you to do so. The crown acts as a pusher, or so to speak, a function selector. The hour and minute hand automatically synchronize with your phone, so you don't have to worry about setting the time at all. And there's a few other functions you can read without checking your phone on this sub-dial on the lower half of the dial. In a neutral position, meaning you don't need to push any buttons, it's a step counter, which goes from 0 to 100% from left to right. You set your daily step goal in the custom Sequent Oxygo app, and based on where the arrow is, you can gauge the step count. Of course, if you want a precise number, you just check the Apple or Android app, which is also connected to this. I love the case design, although it seems rather thick at 14.2mm and 41.1mm diameter, but it wears actually really comfortably. I think it's predominantly due to the short lugs and the comfortable straps, the sustainable rubber straps in particular. There are also other straps available with a quick release system. The case is also water resistant to 50 meters and the watches come in different case materials. The Sequent model is in stainless steel and the skeletonized or domed smoked dial Electron HR model in titanium. I will also put a link in the video description below so you can explore all the models, materials and functions in detail. When you do, please drop me a comment which one you like the most. They even did a very sleek version with NASA, yes, that NASA. I love the clean look of the dial, the red logo at 12 o'clock, the strap, and the balance of colors on it. I think a good dial design is successfully made once nothing bothers you on it. If you prefer something more classic and less tacky or artsy, let's say, then there's also versions that suit those occasions. For example, these white, black, and blue dial pieces. They also have different indexes, for example, polished applied indexes on the white and blue models. All the watches even feature Swiss Superluminova, which is especially cool on these hollowed out indexes. This is the first smartwatch powered by an automatic rotor as well as electricity. As long as you wear the watch, you won't have to charge it. And if the battery gets low, that means you're not moving enough. When I had the watch on in Iceland, it was always at around 80% with a lot of hiking, so I didn't even need to charge it for the whole week. There's only an additional 8 parts to this so-called micro-energy harvesting. You can even sometimes feel it when the oscillating weight moves, and it essentially works like a generator, producing energy through movement, something we know from mechanical automatic watches already. On top of the rotor above the sapphire case pack, there are also all the necessary sensors needed to measure your activities. Something that you're used to if you own a smartwatch already. If you think that this will bother you, I can assure you that you won't feel a thing while you wear the watch. I really love the open case pack because it mostly confuses people when I try to explain to them that this is actually a smartwatch. The watch also has a smart standby and wake up function, a total of 12 months standby time. If you leave your watch on the desk, it will go into standby mode after 24 hours. When you want to wear it, just pick it up and the time will auto-update to the correct position without even syncing, and you're good to go. That is meant to save energy, and it's something you might know if you're a fan of the more expensive FP Journe Elegante watch. The watch is also precise to plus and minus 0.3 seconds per day and has an automatic GMT. So when you travel, you don't need to set your watch, it does that automatically. All the watches are made and assembled in Switzerland. They work with myclimate.org to offset the carbon footprint by 1000% and use sustainable materials for the straps. In a nutshell, these watches track your activity like steps, sports mode for more active use, sleep, heart rate, and even oxygen levels. The more functions you use and update regularly, the bigger obviously the energy consumption. The price of these models varies slightly, so the Smart watch with Sequent retails for 549 Swiss francs, the Electron HR 2.2 Deep Black costs 599 Swiss francs, NASA is 650 Swiss francs, the VIU model is 649 Swiss francs, and the white and blue models cost 549 Swiss francs. Like I said, there are more models to discover on their website. There's even solar-powered models launched in 2022 that charge also with normal light, not only sunlight. If you want this Smartwatch watch in collaboration, don't forget to check out the video description for instructions. We're doing a nice giveaway. I'm also curious to know which is your favorite model, and I want to thank Sequent for being a partner of my channel. I went from an owner of the watch from now a supporter, and I can't be happier with the products and wish them all the best. If you're on the fence about buying a smartwatch, leave your comment down below or just chat with the guys from Sequent for more information. Like, share and subscribe. I want to really hit the 100,000 subscriber mark this year. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you next week.